Hello again, objective personality enthusiasts. So, I am here to take yet another objective personality test. And this one is by the great Eric Thor. Eric Thor is a key member in the typology community. He's got his own YouTube channel with over 35,000 subscribers. He's very enthusiastic about cognitive functions, Enneagram, Big Five, and now he's starting a playlist on objective personality, which I will link to in the video description. And he's also come up with an objective personality test. Now, this one does go all the way to 512. So I'm going to take this test and see how close it comes to my official type. My official type is MFSITE, blast, play, sleep, consume. Now, just one disclaimer here. This is a test, and and the test is based on self-reporting. So the results may not be accurate because one of the key points of objective personality is that we may not always see ourselves very objectively. So you want other people to type you independently, like Dave and Shannon, they type in separate rooms and independently try to get the same result. That is a more objective method of typing. But I understand people want tests. People are curious. A test can be a good starting point. So go ahead. I encourage you to take the test, report your results in the comments, but take it with a grain of salt. Okay, now on to the test. First question. I enjoy challenge and competition. Well, competition gives me a lot of anxiety, honestly. Um, I mean, but I will say that I do have a competitive mindset in my head. Like I'm always comparing myself to other people. And I definitely don't want to be worse than anybody. But I kind of wish that everybody was kind of at the same level, you know, where I don't know, it's just the fairsies, I guess, being Savior DE. And as far as challenge goes, I will set some challenges for myself because I do like self improvement and bettering myself. But I also hate it when challenges are being imposed on me from the outside and I didn't choose to be challenged. Um, and maybe that's my OI talking because it's like I don't want extra chaos coming in and then having to deal with that. So I would say for the most part, I disagree with this. I'm not going to put myself all the way to the very end because I do challenge myself sometimes. Maybe here. Okay. I enjoy collaborative environments. Yes. I much prefer collaboration to competition. However, I prefer to work alone. I'd rather just work by myself and kind of do things the way I want to. But if I'm going to be working with other people, then I definitely want it to be collaborative. So I agree. I enjoy nurturing and supporting others. The thing is, I'm not sure I enjoy it so much. It's more the case that I feel responsible for it. I feel like I should nurture and support other people. It's only fair, then I can get the nurture and support back from people. See, this is another thing is that, these tests often measure your preferences, but the preference isn't the reality. We don't always do what we prefer. And objective personality makes a big point out of what are you really doing and not realizing it? What are you really feeling responsible for at the end of the day? So, I mean, I'm going to say that I disagree with this because it's not so much enjoyment for me. It's more of a responsibility that I got to take on. Even though I know I'm kind of going against my type here, as a savior DE, I should be agreeing with this. And I know that. I enjoy stability and security. Absolutely, 100%. I enjoy working alone. Yes, I do. But the thing is that even though I like to work alone and most of the time I prefer it, I still kind of like to have feedback from other people. It's more like, okay, I've worked on this. Tell me what you think. And then I can go back on my own and tweak it. So I still need to check in with other people. And also, I do like to make a positive difference to other people, but I kind of like working alone because when you're working with others, you got all these different perspectives that you got to juggle and you got to try to make everyone happy. And sometimes that gets kind of stressful. And then other people kind of interrupt what you're doing, they put chaos in there. So, yeah, I strongly agree. Well, okay, maybe not quite all the way, but almost all the way because I will do some checking in with other people. I enjoy peaceful, relaxing environments. Yep, 100% agree to this. Although sometimes I don't always relax when I should. Sometimes I do take on too much, but when I have the chance, I definitely want that. I don't enjoy having social duties and responsibilities. Okay, see, this is another question where the preference does not necessarily equal reality. I would prefer to not have any social duties or responsibilities at all, but I kind of feel obligated to because I feel like I need to be contributing something useful to society and I should be giving to others and not just taking. And And then sometimes, even though I don't have to, I will take on extra duties. I will volunteer for different positions. But I guess I like it to be my own choice. I don't want to have it imposed on me. So I mostly agree with that, almost to the end there. I enjoy chaos and changes. Strongly disagree with the chaos part of it. But I do enjoy some changes, when I've chosen myself to make a change. Like, I like to travel to new places, for example. I guess that would be a change. But I'm choosing that for myself. It's not like this change has suddenly been imposed on me. Um, but yeah, overall, I mostly disagree with this. I'd rather be unique than fit in. These kinds of questions are always very tough for me. I always kind of feel a tension between wanting to be true to myself and standing out and then yeah, fitting in. But I would say in reality, what I'm doing most of the time, I am striving to fit in. And because if I fit in, then I feel like that gives me more freedom to be unique and be accepted. I think so yeah, I probably have to disagree with this one. Although, yeah, I'd be more on the yeah. I prefer creativity over tradition. I'm answering against my type here, but yes. Because I'm not really that big on tradition, at least not for the sake of tradition. And I will happily change things if I no longer see that they're working or if I see that there's a better way. I mean, there's some traditions that I do like because they've stood the test of time or they got some sentimental value to me. But overall, yeah, I'd rather be creative. Um, I'd rather be innovative than simple. Okay. I don't know, this is kind of worded awkwardly. I mean, I guess when I think of simple, like if you're describing somebody as simple as an adjective, that's kind of an insult. It kind of means like they're lacking like intelligence or sophistication, and so yeah, of course I'd rather be innovative. But maybe it just means that I'd rather but maybe simple just means like simple in terms of processes or procedures. Then yeah, I definitely want simple. I want something that's efficient, that's quick, I know it's going to work, and I will tend to favor that over, just being innovative for the sake of innovative. So what do they mean there? You know, um hmm, I guess I don't know. I mean, the way I read this question, I kind of see it more as I want to be an innovative person rather than a simple person. So, yeah, I'd have to agree with that, but that may not be what the question is actually intending. And I realize that. See, I want to be innovative, but I know that I'm not especially so. So, again, it's asking me what I prefer and not who I really am. I'd rather be competent than liked. Yeah, I would say I mostly agree with this. Although I think it certainly helps to be liked by people, but if I could choose one, I choose competent. I'd rather be successful than unique. Um, yes, I mostly agree with this one. Maybe not 100%, but almost 100%. Okay. I'd rather be healthy than ambitious. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And that's not to say that I don't lack an ambition, but yeah, I kind of consider my health a priority because if you're not healthy, then how are you going to achieve your ambitions? It certainly isn't going to be easy to do so. I'd rather follow a recipe than experiment. Yes. At least at first. At first, if I'm cooking something, I need a recipe because I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't have enough background knowledge in cooking to know what I can get away with and what I can't get away with. But, if I'm more experienced with cooking, if it's something I've made before, then I might try to tweak things a bit and change things up, but I'm certainly not going to do that right away. So, yeah, I'm mostly on the agree side here. I prefer popularity over unconventionality. Again, this is another kind of question I really struggle with. But I would say that just in my general daily life, I have to be honest, I want to be liked by everybody. I kind of want to please people, and I care a lot about my reputation. So yeah, I probably have to agree with that. Okay. I enjoy silent contemplation. Yes, strongly agree. Yeah, I know that this is testing for sleep here. I have demon sleep, but hey, this is self-reporting, so I'm agreeing with it. I enjoy explaining theories and ideas. For the most part, yes. Although sometimes it can get tiring when people don't understand it or they don't want to accept it. They just want to argue with you. So I'm not going to, I agree with it, but I'm not going to all the way agree with it. I'm going to mostly agree with it. I enjoy learning new things. Okay, so I'm going to be going against my type here. As a consume last, I should be disagreeing with it. I agree with it, but I'm not going to 100% go in on it because what I do tend to want to learn are kind of things that I'm already familiar with. And maybe I'm just trying to deepen my understanding of something, go a little deeper. So they're kind of things that are already in my box. So I agree, but not strongly agree. I enjoy discussing new ideas. Yes, mostly enjoy discussing new ideas, unless it gets into a super a heated debate or people just don't want to listen to you. So almost 100% there. I enjoy solitude and introspection. Yes. Um, Maybe not 100% of the time, but I think a good deal of my time I'm actually alone and introspective. See, this is why I thought it was save your sleep when I first learned objective personality. It's questions like these. I mean, I enjoy learning about myself. Yes, absolutely. But then as a consume last, Dave and Shannon say, well, consume last, they don't really know themselves. They're not really taking in new information about themselves. So, yeah, I'm probably peacocking here. Oh well. I enjoy influencing others. Yes, but it's more passively, indirectly. It's not so much, okay, you guys all listen to me and I'm going to tell you what to do. It's kind of more like just setting a good example and then maybe having people follow your example and having people admire you um and making a positive difference. So yeah, agree to that. I enjoy connecting with others. I kind of need some context here. It really depends on who it's with. I can enjoy connecting or it can be a real drain, depending on my mood, depending on what I'm doing, depending on who I'm with. Um, yeah. Um, and oftentimes I feel like I'm by myself. I kind of don't need other people. But then when I have the people around, sometimes I get more energized. So I'm just gonna leave it at neutral, like a true ambivert. I enjoy working towards goals. Um, yes, I generally agree. Although, again, sometimes it's more of an obligation than enjoyment. I feel obligated towards it. But I do enjoy, self improvement and seeing the results over time. So I generally agree with that. I enjoy sports and games. Um, Sports, not so much, but I do enjoy games like board games and video games, card games, stuff like that. So I guess I slightly agree with that. And again, as long as it's kind of more for fun, and I don't like it when the competition just gets too heated when people are overly serious about it. But, but if we're just playing, we're having fun, we're laughing, we're socializing, that part of it is always fun. And then I do like bettering my skills at something over time, like with a video game, leveling up. So I do enjoy that aspect of it. I enjoy careful analysis. Well, I do enjoy analysis, analyzing things. I don't know how careful it is because I often feel like I'm overlooking some key piece of information, and maybe this is where this consume last comes in. Like maybe I'm missing something. So, maybe slightly agree with that because I don't know about the careful part of it. I don't know how careful it is. I enjoy learning about science in nonfiction. Yes, I mean those are probably my preferred topics that I like learning about. Probably more so than fiction, although there are some fiction books I do enjoy reading as well. I enjoy order and stability. Yes, agree, strongly agree. IJ is showing here. I enjoy organization and rules. Well, definitely like to organize. Rules is kind of a mixed bag because some rules can be over stifling and sometimes the rules, I mean, they're too rigid and they don't always serve their purpose. But then sometimes I will make up my own rules and structure, because there isn't enough rules and structure out there. So I'll set the organization and rules. Um, but then it's kind of one of those things that I'm maybe more obligated to than it's fun. So I'm just gonna go just slightly on the agree side with that one. I enjoy nature and exploration. Yes, and this is something I wish I had more time for. One of the best moments in my life was just going on family vacations, and we'd visit national parks, and we'd see all these cool places like Bryce Canyon and Yellowstone. Just places you don't see on a daily basis. And I guess I just need to do more of that in my life. I enjoy being out and doing something active. Um, it kind of depends. I mean, I do sometimes, but I don't want to be doing that all the time. I also kind of need a break. So maybe just a little on the agree side there. Okay, email. Oh, it looks like this is a required field. Well, I don't mind giving out my email, but I do think that it should be an option, not a requirement to get your results. And then it also looks like it's required to agree to receive newsletters and promotions, which again, I have no problem with. I like Eric Thor. I like his ideals. I wouldn't mind receiving a newsletter for him. But I kind of think it should be optional because some people don't want their inboxes to be clogged. I totally understand that. So, all right, let's see what the results are. What? FFISFP FISISCBP. Okay. Well, this is really different than my official type. Well, it got SI Savior in there. Oh, am I a decider? Okay. Let's scroll down here. Sexual modalities. Well, wait a minute. Why is MDE higher than FDE, but then up here it's calling me FF? That doesn't make sense. Okay, MDE 17.5 makes strong and firm decisions for the tribe. FDE negative 17.5 makes open and changeable decisions with a tribe. Now, actually, based on this definition of MDE and FDE, I'd actually say I'm more on the MDE side. But then strong and firm decisions, maybe that's just the OI or the savior blast. Like I just want things to be settled and I don't want wishy-washy, you know? Um but then I feel like my DE is feminine because I'm often going along with what other people want all the time. So, okay. Well, wait a minute. Now my M sensory is higher than my F sensory. So why is it saying FF? I don't know. Okay, M sensory. 10.25. M sensory types are more comfortable engaging their environment physically and directly. F sensory. F sensory types are more open and adaptable to their environment, moving around or in harmony with it. Um, well, this is kind of similar to OP, but then it's kind of different too in some ways. So, because I know in like when Dave and Shannon talk about M sensory, they often talk about just being really solid on the facts and solid on the timelines, and they talk about having audio and kinesthetic modalities. And then if you're feminine sensory, it's more about being solid on concepts, and it's more visual and testing things out and not so good with time. And so, but Dave and Shannon have kind of mentioned too about engaging environment physically for M sensory and then moving around as F sensory. Okay, energy, how introverted or extroverted you are. Okay, more introverted than extroverted. Okay. Perception. Okay, so a little bit more sensing than intuitive. Discernment, slightly more thinking than feeling. Okay, so why is it telling me ISFP? Why is it telling me FI savior when thinking is higher than feeling? Control, judging or perceiving. Okay, more for perceiving than judging. Okay, that's a surprise because I answered strongly agree to several of those IJ kinds of questions. Huh. I wonder. Oh, I wonder if this is like observer decider because like if you're a single observer, even if you're an IJ, you're leading with a perceiving function. You're leading with S or N. And then if you're a single decider, you're leading with a judging function. Even if you're an IP, you're still leading with thinking or feeling. So I wonder if this is kind of observing deciding. That would make sense, single observer. Okay, I might have to ask Eric about that one. Cognitive functions. Whoa, look at all that introverted intuition there. But wait a minute. My sensing was higher than my intuition, but it's reporting me as introverted intuition? Okay, this doesn't quite. Well, in terms of human needs, I mean IJ, yeah, but then introverted sensing is just towards the middle. Okay. Um Introverted feeling is fairly moderately high. Introverted thinking is fairly high. Okay. Animals. Consume. Okay. Oh, I'm sleep first. According to this, anyway. Self-reporting, See, this is what I actually self-reported my animal stack as when I first learned OP. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm sleep, consume, blast, play, So, oh, and then animals. So consume. Quickly takes in large amounts of information and slowly evaluates and makes decisions based on said information. Sleep. Slowly processes and weighs information and decisions. Play. Quickly interacts and runs tests and gets feedback on large amounts of information and decisions. Um, okay, I can kind of see why my play would be low here because I don't think I'm really testing things so much. I mean, unless you call consulting with a tribe a test, I mean, that kind of thing I will do, but actually testing things out, probably not as much. Blast slowly takes in small amounts of information and quickly evaluates and makes several decisions based on said information. Well, I prefer to make one decision, not several decisions, because it seems like Savior OI would want to narrow it down to one decision. Um, okay, so I guess these animal descriptions are kind of similar in some ways to what Dave and Shannon describe, but then Dave and Shannon kind of also emphasize the human needs more. Kind of like consume is DI plus OE, sleep is DI plus OI, play is OE plus DE, blast is um, DE plus OI. So I guess it's similar but different. So anyway, is there more down here? Okay. So anyway, that's the result of my objective personality test. So um, it got some parts right. It got some parts different. Overall, it got me quite different than what I got typed as by Dave and Shannon. But like I said, it's a test. Tests are based on self reporting, they should be taken with a grain of salt. So I'm thinking though, if you're going down to a full 512 type, um, it might be better to have more questions on the test. But I gotta say, I applaud Eric for making this test because I know people have been waiting for a long time for a test in objective personality, one that goes to a full 512 type, and I think the test will get tweaked and improved upon over time. So, yeah, go ahead, take the test. I will provide a link to the test in the video description. I'd be interested to see what you got on this test, how it compares to your objective personality type. And I will also link um, Eric Thor's objective personality playlist. So go ahead and check out his videos. If you want to see more videos from me on objective personality, go ahead, subscribe to my channel, ring that bell for notifications. Talk to you later. Bye bye.